Urgent Birds fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest birds news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Eagles rumors. Philadelphia could trade homegrown star during NFL draft. The Philadelphia Eagles don't have the money to extend tight end Dallas Goedert and could trade him if they receive the right offer. The Philadelphia Eagles have the league's most talented roster, which could inadvertently lead to a Dallas Goedert trade. Selected in the second round of the 2018 NFL Draft, the South Dakota State product has been a reliable weapon since entering the league that could probably put up better numbers in a less crowded environment. While injuries limited him to 10 games last year, he still recorded 42 receptions for 496 yards and 2 touchdowns, despite playing in a run-heavy offense while fighting star wide receivers A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith for targets. Now entering the final year of his contract, the Eagles could trade Dallas Goedert to clear up some much-needed cap space. While he is a good player, he's entering his age 30 season, and the overwhelmingly talented Eagles might have to trade him to retain other key players. In a recent interview, General Manager Howie Roseman wouldn't commit to retaining their homegrown talent. NFL Network's Mike Garafolo, meanwhile, added some much-needed context, saying trade talks could go either way and that Dallas Goedert could find a new team as we get closer to the draft. Dallas Goedert is not a 100-catch type of player, but the trade target should receive interest on the open market. He's not an elite player by any stretch of the imagination, but he's a Tier 2 tight end who would upgrade several depth charts across the league. Eagles GM Howie Roseman hints at Dallas Goedert trade potential partners. Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers have several young pass catchers who showed promise in 2025, but they don't have much in terms of proven veterans. Adam Thielen isn't getting any younger, so perhaps the team could target someone like Dallas Goedert in a trade. Goedert could be the perfect security blanket for the resurgent Bryce Young while playing a mentoring role for second-year tight end Jatavian Sanders. Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts will host one of the league's most depressing quarterback battles in Anthony Richardson versus Daniel Jones. No matter who wins, the Colts will send out a below-average starter and need all the support they can get to create a functioning offense. While the team has plenty of wide receivers, a Dallas Goedert trade would fill the glaring hole at wide receiver. Kansas City Chiefs' Travis Kelce will return for one more season, but the future Hall of Famer isn't getting any younger. Kelce looked like a shell of himself throughout the 2024 season, and he probably won't find the fountain of youth in the offseason. Dallas Goedert is no spring chicken himself, but the 30-year-old has more in his tank and could be the next featured tight end in this offense. He won't put up prime Kelce numbers, but he should be an improvement on the present-day version of the Chiefs legend, Los Angeles Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers had the worst tight ends in football last year, and they haven't done much to improve the situation. Tyler Conklin is a career journeyman, and a coach like Jim Harbaugh should put more effort into finding a tight end who can positively impact the passing and running games. Nobody will confuse Dallas Goedert with Antonio Gates, but a trade would give Justin Herbert another reliable set of hands opposite Ladd McConkey. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Eagles Nation news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Eagles targeting Super Bowl Lehigh champion in free agency as the NFL draft approaches. Free agency activity has slowed across the league, but several valuable veterans remain unsigned, including former Philadelphia Eagle Rasul Douglas. Douglas, a third-round selection by the Eagles in the 2017 NFL Draft, spent 3 seasons in Philadelphia and was part of the Super Bowl LII championship team. Since then, the cornerback has played for the Carolina Panthers, Green Bay Packers, and most recently, the Buffalo Bills. The 29-year-old veteran recorded 58 total tackles in 15 games with Buffalo last season, demonstrating his continued reliability in the secondary. According to Spotrac, Douglas is projected to land a 3-year deal worth just over $35 million, a fair market value for a cornerback of his caliber. It was during his time with the Packers that Douglas truly emerged as a high-level cornerback, showcasing his ball-hawking abilities and football IQ. His knack for timely interceptions highlighted his value as a defensive playmaker. With Eagles potentially looking to bolster their secondary depth, a reunion with Douglas could make sense for both parties. Philadelphia's familiarity with Douglas' skill set and character would make his integration back into the team seamless, while his experience and leadership would benefit the cornerback room. At 6'2", Douglas brings excellent size to the position, allowing him to match up with bigger receivers and provide support in the run game. His experience in multiple defensive systems throughout his 8-year NFL career makes him adaptable to various schemes. Whether he returns to Philadelphia or signs elsewhere, Douglas has proven himself as a reliable NFL cornerback with championship experience who can provide immediate value to a contending team. Eagles fans will remember his contribution to the franchise's first Super Bowl victory regardless of where he lands next. Eagles and Browns major announcement reveals plan. The Philadelphia Eagles may still be in the midst of figuring out who they want on their roster moving forward, but plans for the 2025 preseason are already underway at this point. Speaking to reporters Monday morning during availability at the league meetings in Palm Beach, Florida, Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski announced that the Eagles will hold joint practices during the second week of the preseason. This is the first announcement that the Eagles and Browns will face off in the preseason this year. We'll go to Philly Week 2 and practice twice versus them, Stefanski told reporters covering the Browns. Philadelphia did not comment on the upcoming schedule, but the Eagles have consistently pushed for joint practices around the league instead of using preseason games for important tests. The focus has worked well for the Eagles since the Sirianni era began. Philadelphia has been to the playoffs 4 straight seasons, has been to the Super Bowl twice, and won the title last season. The Browns previously traveled to Philadelphia for 2 days of joint practices in 2023 that consisted of quality work for both sides. Stefanski and Sirianni are also longtime friends as well as colleagues. The Eagles have a plan to continue their run of dominance, but that will also come with more joint work with other teams around the league. And now, Birds fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Birds. I'll be back any moment with more Eagles Nation news. Fly, Eagles, fly!